Everyone take a deep breath. Everyone breathe in. Everyone say, Mr. Duncan, we are so pleased that you are here. We are so pleased to see you once again. And I must be honest with you, I am pleased to be here as well. Hello everyone, welcome to another English Addict live stream from the United Kingdom. I'm not going to fool you or trick you in any way, but I did have one or two technical problems a few seconds ago. Did you notice? I bet you didn't, but I did have a big problem then. I thought everything was going to go very wrong. Anyway, it doesn't matter because we are here. Hi everybody, this is Mr. Duncan in England. If you don't believe me, look. There's my name on the screen in front of you right now. How are you today? Are you okay? I hope so. Are you happy? Are you really, really happy? I hope so. I know things are a little bit grim at the moment. I was reading the news this morning. Lots of things going on. Most of them negative, it would appear. However, I've been busy in the garden. Would you like to see what I've been doing this morning? It's looking pretty good, actually. So this is what I'm building at the moment in my back garden. It's my new nuclear fallout shelter. So there it is. I've been in the garden digging all morning, and I must admit it's coming along rather nicely. So what do you think of my nuclear fallout shelter? Isn't it nice? It's quite nice, really, isn't it? It looks like there is plenty of room. So if anyone wants to use my nuclear fallout shelter for all of that horrible radiation when it falls out of the sky, you are free to join me and we can have lots of fun as the world comes to an end. However, I have a feeling it's not going to happen. Can I just tell you something? Way back in the 1950s, during a period of time when the USA and Russia were not getting along, there was a threat of world war. There was a threat of a nuclear war, in fact, and it never happened. And then in the 1980s, the same thing happened. We were all worried about nuclear war and the world coming to the end of its existence. However, it didn't happen. It really didn't happen. Nothing happened. And here we are once again with everyone believing that World War III is about to happen, but I don't think it will. So don't worry, everyone relax, calm down. I was only joking because, unfortunately, British humour sometimes can be very hard to understand. So quite often British humour can be a little dark and maybe slightly sarcastic. So don't worry, I'm an Englishman and British humour can sometimes be hard to understand. Anyway, it's great to see you here. We are now halfway through the week and we are a few days, in fact 8 days into a brand new year. Yes, today is Wednesday. So, what can you say? What can you say, really? What can you say? Lots of things going on around the world right now. For example, in Puerto Rico, they are recovering from a huge earthquake. In Venezuela, they have just sworn in their new leader after they had to break into the government buildings. In Indonesia, Serious floods have caused all sorts of havoc and destruction over the past 3 days. In Australia, do I need to tell you what is happening in Australia at the moment? In Australia, lots of wildfires, and on the west side of Australia, they are currently suffering from heavy rain. In Argentina, apparently, the smoke from the Australian fires has actually made its way all the way to Argentina, which I think is around 10,000 kilometers away. So in Argentina at the moment, they are suffering from the smoke caused by the fires that are occurring in Australia. Meanwhile, in Spain, a socialist government has just been elected. In Iran, I don't know where to start with Iran because there are so many terrible things happening there at the moment. And of course, I think you know what this is all about. Need I say more? So here we go. Anyway, even though the world is completely going balmy at the moment, people doing all sorts of strange and, let's be honest, not very nice things, as well as all the natural disasters taking place, here on YouTube, everything is okay. And I hope you are having a super duper day as well. Of course, you can catch me on YouTube. When am I on? When are you on, Mr. Duncan? Can you please tell us? I am on every Sunday, Wednesday and Friday, 2 p.m. UK time. That is when you can find me on YouTube. And I have some news about my new website. I am at the moment constructing a new website. Things on YouTube are changing. Many people seem to think that YouTube will be changing for the worst, not the better. So we will have to wait and see what happens there. However, I am at the moment constructing a new website. I am putting it all together. It is hard work. It is not an easy thing to do. I'm doing it all by myself, just like everything else. I always do it on my own. Thank you very much for joining me today. How many people are here? Ooh, we have quite a few people here already on the live chat. Nice to see you. Of course, the big question is, who was first on today's live chat? Let's have a look, shall we? It looks like, now on my list here in front of me, it looks as if Grace Chin was first on today's live chat. So thank you very much, Grace, for joining me. And guess what? You are first on today's live chat. I must be honest with you. I didn't sleep very well last night. Not because of all the troubles in the world, but because Mr. Steve is away at the moment. He's not here. So I found it very strange last night being in the house all alone. I couldn't sleep, and then eventually I got off to sleep. But then, before I knew what was happening, morning had arrived. So I'm feeling a little bit tired today. I'm going to be honest with you. However, the good news is Steve will be back later today. And hopefully next Sunday, if I can persuade Steve to appear next Sunday, I hope he will be here with us on the live stream as well. So I'm feeling slightly tired. Today, lots of things were going through my brain, lots of thoughts. First of all, when is the right time to stop doing what you are doing? Maybe it is something you do for a living, maybe it is your job, maybe it is a hobby, maybe it is a sport that you take part in, something you enjoy doing. When is the right time to stop doing it? And by that, I mean retire. So when is the right time to do that? Should we just carry on forever and ever until we drop? And the reason why I'm mentioning this is not because of my feeling today, because I'm very tired, but in fact last night I was watching Larry King on Russia Today. There he is. So there he is, Larry King. He is a chat show host. He has been around for a very long time. I think over 60 years. He's been working on television as a chat show host and also as a journalist. But I couldn't help noticing last night he looked dreadful. He looked really unwell, and I know he's had some health problems recently. I think he had a serious heart operation, and also I think he had his cataracts done as well. So Larry King, he's not a young guy, but he still does the thing that he's been doing for years. He's been doing it for a very long time. In fact, much longer than I've been alive, in fact. So when is the right time to quit? Because all I kept thinking last night as I was watching Larry King on his show, because he looked so ill, he looked dreadful. All I kept thinking was, Larry, take a rest, have a holiday, stop doing it. It looks as if it's killing him. But is that a good thing? Maybe he enjoys it so much he doesn't want to stop. I suppose maybe in the future I might think about stopping this. So maybe if I become too old or too ill, I might stop doing this. However, I might continue until I drop to the ground and disappear forever. So what do you think? When is the right time to stop? Should you stop? Should you quit your job? Some people work until they literally drop. However, some people also have the dream of retiring earlier. They want to have lots of freedom to do the things they want to do. So what do you think? When is the right time to stop? When is the right time to retire? We often think of retirement. In fact, last week, Steve was talking about retiring because, as we all know, Steve is not a young guy. He isn't as old as Larry King. So he isn't the same age as Larry King. However, Steve is pushing it. He's getting on in years. So Steve was talking about retiring last week. We don't know when it's going to happen, but he was talking about it. But what about me? Do you think I should retire? When should I retire? Should I carry on doing this forever and ever until I disappear? What do you think? Oh, hello, lots of people on the live chat. Can I say hello to Guadeloupe? Hello also to Boubacar. Hello, watching in Senegal. Nice to see you here today. Thank you, Mr. Duncan, for being here. Thank you, Sudir. Thank you also to F. Ebadi. Also, Chiro or Ciro. Thank you very much for joining me today. Christina. Apparently, they have found 180 firebugs in Australia. I'm not sure about that. I haven't seen the latest news from Australia because lots of other things have been making the headlines here in the UK. I'm sure you don't need me to tell you what they are. Hello, Sudir. It is always good to listen to your useful things. And there are many things to be learnt in your live stream. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Christina says Larry King is very old and also a great journalist as well. I agree with you. I quite like watching. I do enjoy watching Larry King. So at the moment he presents a chat show which is being shown on Russia Today. One of the many channels that I enjoy watching. Hello, Sweetness. So that's why I could figure up from your eyes because you have those big dark circles under your eyes, Mr. Duncan. Thank you, sweetness. Can I just say, I always have these circles under my eyes. They are always there because my eyes are very hollow. So if you look closely, if you ever meet me in real life, you will notice straight away that my eyes are very deep in my skull. And that's the reason why there are shadows by my eyes. So can I just reassure you that this is not ill health. This is just shadows caused by my very deep eyes. But thank you for drawing attention to it. It's very kind of you. A lot of people used to comment on my eyes when I was young. Before I started wearing glasses, people used to comment on my big eyes. So the only reason why my eyes seem small is because I'm wearing glasses. But if I take my glasses off, then my eyes become very large. So that's the reason why. Anyway, enough about my eyes. I'm sure we have more important things to talk about. Today we are looking at idioms and phrases to do with shapes and sizes. So the shape of things, the size of things, words and expressions connected to shapes and sizes, things that are connected to that. Here in the UK, the weather is lovely. For those who are wondering, let's have a look outside. Oh, look at that. In the distance, that is the view outside the window right now. You can see it's a little bit misty, a little murky. Fortunately, it's not raining, but apparently later today, the weather is going to become very bad. We have strong winds and heavy rain coming our way later today. So I must be honest, I'm not looking forward to that. I'm not looking forward to it at all. Meanwhile, on the live chat, we are talking about retiring. Would you like to retire from your job? Some people don't like their job. Some people can't wait to retire. However, other people enjoy their job so much that they just want to keep doing it forever and ever. Hello, Einstein Sekel. Hello to you. I love your name, by the way. The subjects today, shapes and sizes, phrases, idioms to do with those things. Also, we will be playing a little game. The game is called Is It? Force, forced, or forcing. So that is today's special game that I will be playing a little bit later on. A little word game to keep you occupied today. So it's Wednesday. We are halfway through the week. We are just over 1 week into 2020. It's the future. So we are now in the future. Wow. It's like something from a science fiction novel, isn't it? It really is. Everyone has to retire, ultimately. Thank you, Sadia. Well, I suppose so. We all have to retire at some point as we get older. Maybe you are involved in a job that means you have to do a lot of physical work. So as you get older, maybe you can't do your job anymore because you become physically unable to do it. So yes, you are right, I suppose. Maria, I'd like to retire, but I can't. So it sounds to me as if Maria is desperate or maybe wanting to retire, but at the moment she can't. Have you retired? So maybe you are watching this and you have already retired. Perhaps Louis Mendes is here, because I know that Louis has already retired. Did you receive my email, Mr. Duncan? Thank you, Christina. Can I just be honest with you? I have hundreds of emails and I'm trying to get through them. Now, because of Christmas and the New Year, I did receive a lot of messages, a lot of good, nice, positive messages, lots of greetings for the New Year. So I am slowly working through all my emails. I have a lot to look at. Vina, are you planning any vacation this year? Well, I would like to have a little break from doing this. However, because of many changes that are happening here on YouTube this year, I probably won't have a vacation, at least for the first half of 2020. So I might have to wait for quite a while before I do that. My eyes are also deep in my skull, Mr. Duncan, says Belarusia. Hello, Belarusia. Nice to see you. I have seen on the news, I've seen that you are now being affected by the smoke from the wildfires in Australia. Hello to Netra. Hello also to Guadeloupe. Hello, Guadeloupe. Mr. Duncan, you can use castor oil to reduce your circles. Well, these aren't circles, these are shadows. I didn't realise that my eyes would be the topic of today's live stream, to be honest. I don't mind. But yes, my eyes are very deep. So here you see there is a shadow. So this isn't my skin. This is actually the shadow caused by my deep eyes. I can't pull my eyes out, unfortunately. It is the shape of my skull. I'm sorry about that. I do apologise if my eyes are distracting you. They normally do. I have stopped teaching since last year, and now I am a farmer, and I feel very happy, says Ali Mohammed. Well, can I let you in on a little secret? This is something I've mentioned before. I have always wanted to be a farmhand. So when we talk about a farmhand, it is a person who works on a farm, helping the farmer run the farm, maybe doing some feeding for the animals. So maybe you will have to go and feed the animals or take care of them. So I've always wanted to do some farming. I don't know why, but yeah. Louis Mendes is retired. Yes. Hello, Louis. I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am retired, says Louis Mendes. How do you feel about it, Louis? Are you enjoying your time in retirement? Some people think it's a good idea. Others try to avoid it. From my point of view, I'm not sure. I really don't know. I'm not sure what my feeling is as far as retiring is concerned. Especially now because I've found something I enjoy doing. So I really love doing this, to be honest. I can't imagine a time when I won't be here on YouTube. I can't imagine it. Unless, of course, I disappear altogether from existence. Hello also Alamgir. Hello also to Beatrice. Mr. Duncan, you are very young to retire. Please continue with us. Well, I will continue for as long as I can. However, who knows in this world? Who knows what lies ahead of each and every one of us? Who knows? So I will do this for as long as I can. I don't have any plans to retire just yet. However, I have a feeling that Steve is thinking of it, but not straight away. Hello, Celia Geordie. You are wonderful, Mr. Duncan. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you to say. Also, Tias is here. Hello, Tias, watching in Indonesia. And I was rather sad and disturbed to see the images of the flooding that is taking place at the moment in Indonesia. Anoop, we should make a WhatsApp group for learning English. Many people have done this in the past, but the problem is once you start a WhatsApp group, you will get lots of people interested at first, but slowly they will all fade away. They will stop joining in. So that's the reason why I've never done that. I've never had a WhatsApp group, because at first, when you first start it, everyone is excited. They want to join your WhatsApp group. But over time, people will become disinterested. They will disappear and go somewhere else, because there is so much choice on the internet. So many things to see and do. I don't want phone numbers or personal details on the live chat, please. Hello, JC Geordie. Mr. Duncan, thank you very much for teaching us. It is awesome. An awesome initiative. Oh, thank you very much. So the initiative is your personal thought or idea, something that you decide that you want to do. You use your own initiative to come up with a plan or an idea, something that you decide that you want to do and pursue. It is your own initiative. Abdalazim is watching in Sudan. Hello to Sudan. Nice to see you here today, live on YouTube. It's great to be here, I must admit. For those who want to get in touch, by the way, I know a lot of people want to follow me on Facebook. I do have a Facebook page and also an email address. Don't forget, you can also send your donations as well to help my work continue forever and ever. It is strange, I agree. Yes, TS is right. It is very strange and slightly ironic that in Indonesia they are having a lot of rain. However, in Australia, certainly in the eastern part or the southeast of Australia, they are suffering terrible drought. So it is very strange that some parts of the world are having a lot of rain. However, other parts are having too much sunshine. Very strange. But then, there you go. That's the weather. Hello, Anup. I am from India and we speak Hindi, but I want to have a good command of English. Well, you are in the right place. If you are starting to learn English, can I first of all say that if you want to actually enjoy this live stream, you can actually press the button that I'm pointing to now. So press C on your keyboard. You can actually press C on your keyboard for captions. So if you press that button, you will actually get live captions. Can you believe it? It's true. I'm not joking. You can actually get live captions if you press C on your keyboard. Hello also to Noemi. I can only read my chat. I am upset. Noemi, if you are having difficulty following the live chat, can I just suggest that you refresh your page? So sometimes the live chat doesn't work straight away. So my advice is to refresh your page, okay? So that's my advice for you. If you have money, then you can retire. I suppose so. That is the biggest problem. Here in the UK, we have a system that's been running for many, many years. And what you normally do is you put a certain amount of money into a pension. Now, there are different types of pensions. So a pension is something that you use after you retire. So during your working life, you will pay your pension, and then after you retire, you will receive your pension. So there are two types of pension. There is a government pension, which you pay as you would pay your tax, and then when you retire, you receive a minimum amount. However, you can also have a private pension where you pay money to a certain company. And then when you retire, you will get your pension. And quite often, the private company will invest your money in stocks and shares. So the better the stocks and shares perform, the more money you will have when you retire. So that is something a lot of people do, including Mr. Steve, in fact. Mr. Steve is a bit of a wheeler dealer with his stocks and shares. So a lot of Mr. Steve's pension has gone into that. So hopefully when Mr. Steve retires, he'll be able to have a pension. Let's hope. Or else I will be sleeping in the local town park. Lewis, Mr. Duncan, when we love our work, it's hard to stop. The first months were good, but after that period, you start feeling a bit depressed. That's why I became a live English addict. Great. Now, I think this is one of the biggest complaints when people retire from their jobs. So when they finish work, quite often, they don't have any plan. So you always have to make sure you have some sort of plan before you retire. I think that's the fair thing to say. I think that's a very fair comment. So before you decide whether or not to retire, you must have some sort of plan in place. What are you going to do after you retire? So you might find that you have too much spare time and maybe you become bored. So I suppose that is one of the problems with retiring. So when you retire, you might have nothing to do. So before you retire, I think you should make sure that you have some sort of plan. Jamelia. Hello, Jamelia. I haven't seen you for a while. Where have you been? So we are talking today about shapes and sizes. You might not believe it, but there are many phrases, many idioms and expressions connected with shapes and sizes. So when we talk about shapes and sizes, we are talking about the appearance of something and how large it is. So when we talk about size and shape, you can have something that is small, but it can still be a certain shape. So you can have a small circle or a large circle. So the size of the shape can vary, even if the shape remains the same. Here is an expression we use connected directly with the word shape. Shape up. You must shape up. Improve yourself. Or maybe you should get fitter. You should do more exercise. So if you shape up, it means you improve maybe yourself or maybe your performance. So perhaps at work you are not doing very well in your job. Maybe your boss will tell you that you need to shape up. You need to improve your work. And also, if we tell someone to shape up, it can mean to get fit. So you can shape up to get fit. You can shape up to improve your performance. You might also need to get in shape. If you get in shape, it means that you get yourself fit and healthy. So get in shape. Maybe you start doing exercise. Maybe you begin doing something every day to improve your health. We can say that you are trying to get in shape. Or we can sometimes say get into shape. But quite often we will say get in shape. It means to get well and fit. So perhaps, especially after Christmas and the New Year, it is very tempting to eat too much food. We will often make a New Year's resolution to get in shape. I want to improve my health and fitness. The reason why you do that is because you are feeling out of shape. If you are feeling out of shape, it means you are not feeling healthy or fit. So you are actually out of shape. Maybe you are unable to walk very far without becoming breathless. I'm sorry, I can't walk any further. I'm out of shape. So to be out of shape means to be unhealthy. You feel unwell. You feel unfit. Maybe you are overweight. You are out of shape. You are unhealthy. Hello, Simona. That the right time to retire is subjective. Yes. So each person has their own idea about when they should retire. So I think that's a fair point. Very fair. I think so. Thanks a lot. Hailey Kwang says, I'm trying to get in shape with my health before the Lunar New Year arrives. When is it? When is the Lunar New Year? So when does the Lunar New Year start? And what is the zodiac sign this year? I think last year, was it horse last year? But I'm not sure what it is this year because I haven't checked. So yes, I suppose getting into shape after or before the holiday is a good idea. When will you retire? Have you already retired? I'm sorry to leave the lesson, says Sylvia, but I have to buy some food at the store and I'm going to watch this lesson this evening. So see you later, Sylvia. There are lots of things to talk about today. I haven't even started. Lots of other things to talk about. So I will see you later, Sylvia. Catch you later. Hello also to Sinem. Hello, Sinem. Nice to see you back on the live chat. Lovely to see you here. Hello also to F. Suleiman. Hi, teacher. Hi, Suleiman. Nice to see you here. Here's another interesting phrase connected to shape. To take shape. So if something takes shape, or if we express something to take shape, it means something is working or happening as we planned. So maybe you are building something, maybe you are designing something, maybe you are creating something. So if we say that that thing is taking shape, it means it is coming together. Everything is going as planned. It is taking shape. To take shape, we can say that something takes shape. It means it is coming along. It is being created successfully. Everything is working out as you planned. It is starting to take shape. Maybe you are constructing a building, and in the early stages, you can't really tell what the building will look like. But as you start to construct the building, suddenly it takes shape. It takes shape. It means you can see that it is now being built. It looks like it will be successful. So that's what that means. Talking of actual shapes, which we will be doing in a moment, Netra says to take shape is to show improvement. Yes, if something is taking shape, it means it is improving. The thing is going how you want it to. It is really beginning to take shape. Mr. Duncan, I have a suggestion to improve our interaction between us. the students and you, says Pedro. Hello, Pedro Belmont. Pedro Belmont. Pedro is here today. Thank you, Pedro. I can't wait to hear your suggestion. I get lots of people giving ideas about my lessons. Some people say, Mr. Duncan, you must do lots of grammar lessons. The only problem is grammar can be a little boring. Come full circle. So now we are talking about phrases connected with shape. Come full circle. So if something comes full circle, it means you end up back where you started. Maybe an event will come full circle. So you start off there and you go all around and you end up back where you started. Maybe a conversation can go full circle or come full circle. So if it comes full circle, it means you are talking about the thing that you started the conversation with. It would appear that today's conversation has gone full circle. We have come back to the topic that we started with. You go full circle or you come full circle. To square up with someone. I like this one. This is an expression that we use when we give money to someone to whom we owe the money. So if you owe money to someone, you give them the money that you owe them. You square up with someone. So if you square up with a person, it means you give them the thing that you owe them. The thing that you have to give them, you square up, quite often involving money. Hello also to Helena. Hello, Helena. Nice to see you here today. What is the weather like in Lyon today? I'm wondering as well, because I know across southern Europe there are lots of storms heading across, and also here as well. Later today, we are going to have lots of storms here in the UK as well. Hello, Irene. Come on, Irene. Join in my lesson. Twist the truth. So you might say twist. Twist can be a shape. So the shape of something, we can say that it is twisted. Something that is twisted. Twisted. Twist the truth. So if you twist the truth, it means you change the truth to appear like something else. So you change the truth. So you take something that is a fact or true and you change it to suit yourself. You twist the truth. Let's face it, these days we are living in a world where many people often twist the truth. They do. My son has to return from Delhi and I start to panic about the flights, says Palmyra. I suppose so. If you heard the news this morning from Iran, a terrible plane crash took place. Lots of people now worried about flying across that particular area. So if you are about to fly, I suppose it depends where you are going to, I would imagine. I suppose it depends where you are going. Hello, sweetness. Twist the truth. Yes, if you twist the truth, it means you change the reality. Something that is true and real. Hello to Guadalupe, who says, I like listening practice to introduce new vocabulary, to know idioms, to understand English better. You can make a list of new words. Well, this is one way of improving your English, especially if you watch the live stream with captions. So you can actually have captions on the live stream. So if you see the words on the screen and you don't understand them, you can always write them down. I always suggest that if you are watching one of my video lessons or my live stream, always have a piece of paper and a pen. Write things down. It is a very useful thing. Jamelia says, has Mr. Steve resumed his work? He has. In fact, he's away at the moment. He's not even here. So at the moment, Steve is far away doing other things with his job. So Steve is not here. However, he will return later. And also, hopefully, if we can tempt him with some lovely food, he will be with us on Sunday as well. Mr. Duncan, you are our son 3 times a week. Thank you very much for that. That's very kind of you to say. We are talking about phrases and idioms connected to shape and size. Ooh, this is interesting. Bend over backwards for someone. If you bend over backwards for someone, well, first of all, bending backwards is not easy to do. It's a very uncomfortable thing. So when we say that we bend over backwards for someone, it means we are putting ourselves to a lot of trouble and difficulty to do something for another person. So if you bend over backwards for someone, it means you are doing something that is causing you to sacrifice part of your life. You are doing something that is putting you out. So maybe you have to take care of someone. Maybe you promise one of your friends that whatever happens in the future, you will always bend over backwards for them. It means you will do anything for that person, however difficult it might be. You are willing to bend over backwards for someone. You will do anything for that person. Hello also to Anna, also Christina. I always write the things that are in your lessons. Great idea. It can help you to remember words. Also, if you don't understand the word, you can always look it up on the internet or in your dictionary. Abdalazim says, after changing a couple of jobs in the past 3 years, I have come full circle because I'm now back with my first company job. So it sounds as if you have come full circle with your career. You started off in one place, then you went around to other places, but now you are back where you started. You have come full circle. I think that's a good way of using that. In life, quite often we will do the same thing again and again. Sometimes it feels as if you go around in circles. So if you keep doing the same thing, or maybe you make the same mistake again and again, we can say that you go around. You are going around in circles. You keep making the same mistakes, or you keep repeating the same habits. You can't break the habits. You keep doing the same things again and again. You are going around in circles. You keep repeating the same things again and again. Mr. Duncan, you have some idea how I can find a native English speaker to talk with, says Victor. Well, Victor, I'll be honest with you. Sometimes it isn't easy to find a native English speaker. I suppose it depends where you are in the world. In some countries, there are few native English speakers, whereas in other countries, there might be lots or many. So I suppose it depends where you are. Corrie says, it's very sunny where I am and I am enjoying the good weather. Well, you are very lucky because it's murky and dull here at the moment in the UK. Here it is outside at the moment. So that is the live view from my studio window right now. Let's forget all about the negative things in the world. Let's have a smile, a little laugh maybe. Who knows? I will try my best to cheer you up. Slim pickings. Ooh. So again, we are talking about shape. Slim. Something that is not very wide or very large. Normally in width. Something is slim. Slim pickings means there is not much for you to take. There is not much on offer. Maybe there are just a few things that you can actually take. We say it is slim pickings. There is very little for me to take or very few things to choose from. Slim pickings. So when we talk about pickings, quite often it means the things that have been stolen or something that you have obtained or something that is on offer. So maybe just a few things are on offer. Pickings. So the pickings are the things that remain after all of the good stuff has gone. Slim pickings. There is very little choice. There is no real selection. Unfortunately, it is very slim pickings. Thank you, Irene. Thank you, Khan. Oh, hello, Khan Alessa. Nice to see you here. Hello to Corey. Hello also to Fwong. Hello, Fwong. Where are you watching at the moment? Nice to see you here as well. A lot of people here on the live chat. Don't forget, if you like what you are watching, please like and subscribe. There it is. Can you please give me a big, happy thumbs up under the live chat or under the live stream? So under here, can you please give me a big like? And then if you like it, YouTube will also like it. And if you want to watch me every week, then you can subscribe to my YouTube channel and you can follow me on a regular basis because I am here 3 times a week live. Can you believe it? Pastalis says, I feel totally free to do whatever I want since I became retired. You are very lucky. And the most or the strangest thing since then is that the time is never enough. That's interesting. Very interesting. Can someone please explain why it seems as if there is less time now I've retired? Asks Pascalis or Pascalis. I'm not sure. One of my theories, and this is just what I think maybe as you get older, time seems to go by much quickly, or quicker, should I say. So time seems to go by very quickly as you get older. So maybe that's the reason why. I don't know. I suppose it depends how old you are. Hello, Higher Education. Hello, Higher Education. Nice to see you back. And thank you very much for your like. Thanks a lot. Nguyen says, hi teacher, I am watching you in Vietnam. We are looking at words and phrases connected to shapes and size. Here's another one. Fat chance. Fat chance. Have you ever heard of this? This is a great expression. If you have a fat chance of doing something, it means you have little chance or no chance. So if we say that someone has a fat chance of doing something, it means that they have little or no chance of doing it. So maybe I might plan to retire next year. So maybe I want to retire next year, but suddenly I discover that I don't have enough money. I can say that there is a fat chance of me retiring next year. Fat chance. It means no chance or little chance. So it probably won't happen, unfortunately. There is a fat chance or a fat chance of something happening. Fat chance. You often hear this in British English, in fact. Eleanor makes a very good point on the live chat. There are slim pickings of good single men here. Oh, very interesting. So Eleanor is saying that there are very few good, decent men where she lives. I see. So slim pickings of good, honest, single men. That means there aren't many. There aren't many. Maybe because all the good men have been taken. So quite often, if a man is honest or good, kind, decent, he will have lots of ladies after him. So quite often all the good men will be gone. So there will be slim pickings, unfortunately. Alamgir says, thank you very much, Alamgir. I'm not sure what that is about, what you were talking about. I think one or two people are talking about the news events at the moment because lots of things have been going on around the world. Just this list here, you can see at the moment, these countries, they all have something going on at the moment. So Puerto Rico has, well, they are at the moment recovering from the recent earthquake. Venezuela has their new government, which has just been sworn in. Indonesia had the floods. Australia has the fires. Argentina has the smoke from the Australia fires. Spain has a new government, socialist government. Iran, well, I think we know what's happening in Iran at the moment. In fact, there are many things going on there. And also the USA, who took some very controversial action this week. Some people think it wasn't a good idea. Thank you very much, Jamelia. Like and subscribe are magical words, Mr. Duncan. You have to say them as much as you can to help your channel grow. Okay, I will say it again. Please like. And please subscribe as well. Thank you, Pachu. Hello, Pachu. Nice to see you here as well. Andrea. Also, ISO 9002 says the US versus Iran. Well, that would appear to be the case at the moment. A lot of very dramatic things happening in the world. Some people seem to think that things are going to get worse, whilst other people are being very cautious. They are not saying anything that will cause panic or worry. Some more words and phrases connected with shape and size. To be on thin ice. Some people might say that the United States is on thin ice. I'm not saying that. Not at the moment, anyway. To be on thin ice, I have no opinion, by the way, about what is happening. To be on thin ice means to be in danger of something terrible happening. So if you are doing something dangerous, if you are doing something risky, if you are in danger of something bad happening, we can say that you are on thin ice. To be on thin ice, you are in danger. something bad might happen to you. You are on thin ice. Hello, Pacho. Hello also to Palmyra. Mr. Duncan, do not forget you are leaving this month. Am I leaving this month? I don't think so. I'm not leaving this month. Thank you, Pacho. Pacho sends thoughts to Australia because of the bushfires. Well, in fact, it's not bushfires. It's forest fires. So every year in Australia, during the very hot season, so at the moment it's summer in Australia, so quite often they will have bushfires. But this year it's forest fires, which is more serious, very serious. Hello to Christina. To be on thin ice, you are in a dangerous or risky situation. I think so. Here's another one. When things go wrong, when things go badly, maybe you have a plan for something and it doesn't go the way you wanted it to. We can say that it will go pear-shaped. So if something goes pear-shaped, it means it goes wrong. It doesn't turn out the way you wanted it to. It goes badly. So go pear-shaped. You might say that maybe a plan that you had for the future, suddenly you can't do it anymore. We can say that it has gone pear-shaped, unfortunately. To go pear-shaped is to go wrong. It has gone wrong. Thank you. Oh, Lena is here. Hello, Lena. My cousin's sister with her husband lives in a little town not far from Sydney. I hope she is all right, says Lena. Me too. I send my best wishes to you and your family. I hope they are doing okay over there in Australia. Mr. Duncan, have you ever thought of doing vlogs about your daily life and daily routine in your YouTube channel? Well, I used to write a blog many years ago when I was in China. I used to write about my experiences in China. So I have done it in the past. However, I'm not sure. I don't know if people will be interested in my normal life. Really? Would you really be interested to find out what happens in my life normally? I'm not sure about that, you see. Oh, I see. Palmyra, I understand you now. Of course, you are talking about the United Kingdom leaving the European Union. But I'm not leaving. I'm not going anywhere. I will still be here, whatever happens. So whatever happens, whether we leave Europe or whether we don't, although now we definitely are, I will still be here. So I'm not going anywhere. I will always be here with you for as long as I can. Alamgir. Yes, a lot of things are happening at the moment in the Middle East, especially Iran and also Iraq. Lots of things are going on in the world. You might describe it as an ongoing situation. It is something that has not been resolved, whatever that means, and whatever happens. Some people are odd. Some people are very strange, including me, by the way. A lot of people think I'm very weird and unusual, and they might be right. A square shape in a round hole. Of course, we can also say a square peg in a round hole. So a square peg in a round hole. Something that does not fit in. So when we say a square shape in a round hole, we are saying that that thing does not fit in, or maybe it doesn't belong anywhere. So in my life, I've always felt that I have been a square shape in a round hole. I never really fit in anywhere. Even in my childhood, I always felt like an outsider. I always felt as if I didn't really belong anywhere. So I have always felt like a square shape in a round hole. A person who feels odd or removed from everything else. So I've always felt like that, to be honest. I don't know why. I don't know why. Maybe it's my character. Who knows? You are the odd one out, says Netra. Yes, that's right. If you are the odd one out, if you are unusual or different from other people, we can say that you are a square peg in a round hole. You are the odd one out. Palmyra says, thanks, Mr. Duncan, for teaching us. What would we do without you? I don't know. I suppose you would go and watch someone else, because there's so many people now on YouTube teaching English. Not just me, but thousands of people. But don't forget, I'm the one that started it way back in 2006. I'm not joking either. Jane Matthew says, hello, Mr. Duncan. I am from India. Could you please give me... What? What do you want me to give you? Hailey Kwang, you should make some vlogs about the UK and your life. That's a good idea. I don't know, you see. I'm not sure if people would be interested. I don't feel as if my life is interesting, to be honest. Sometimes in my live streams, I will show you something that I think is interesting. But I think my daily life, to be honest, might not be very interesting to anyone. Eleanor says, you are the best teacher. Thank you very much. And also Helena says the same thing as well. Anna and Alamgir are talking about the events that are taking place at the moment in Iran. A lot of serious things going on in the world at the moment. Some people are being very pessimistic about the outcome. Pessimistic. If you are pessimistic, it means you always look on the dark side or the bleak side. You always focus on the negative things. You are pessimistic. Oh, look, here's another word and another phrase containing a word relating to shapes and sizes. Stay on the straight and narrow. If you stay on the straight and narrow, it means you are a good person. You behave well. You treat other people well. You have a good character. You always do the right thing. You have an honourable character. You are on the straight and narrow. However, sometimes people will go off the straight and narrow. They will do something that they shouldn't. They will do something naughty or illegal. So what you will have to do, you will have to try and stay on the straight and narrow. So if we say that you stay on the straight and narrow, it means you stay as a good person. You keep your behaviour in an agreeable way. So people will like you and you won't end up in jail. Very nice. Noemi says, I am a square shape in a round hole, but I am happy. Me too. So I know that I don't really belong anywhere in life. I don't have a group of people that I can fit into. So maybe a group of people, a circle of friends that I can just be part of. I can't really do that. I always feel slightly odd, slightly outside everything that people are doing. But it isn't a bad thing. Some people think it is a bad thing, but I think it's a good thing because it means you are an individual. You are doing your own thing. You are following your own path. So I think so. Finally, this is the final word and phrase. Square meal. If you have a square meal, it means you have a full, healthy dinner or meal. So a meal that is good for you, a meal that has lots of nutrition, lots of vegetables, lots of things that can help your body function 100%, is a square meal. So a meal that will fill you, a meal that will give you lots of nutrition, we can describe as a square meal. So every day you must have 3 square meals. You must have a good breakfast, a good lunch, and also a good, filling evening dinner. Square meals. Things that you eat that are good for you. To be honest, I used to watch another online teacher, but another makes me bored after a certain time. But not you. Your lessons are the only ones that I regularly watch. Thank you, Tias. I do appreciate that. I know things on YouTube over the past few months have been very strange. Sometimes YouTube will not tell you when I'm on. Sometimes there are many difficulties on this site. That's all I can say. A wholesome meal, something that will provide lots of nutrition, can be described as a square meal. Square meal, something that will give you a lot of nutrition. I will be going soon. Before that, I have a little game that I want to play. I call this game Forced or forcing. So I'm going to show you some sentences and I want you to tell me which of these you have to use. Which one will you use? There they are. They are almost too big to go on the screen. Force, forced, forcing. So I'm going to show you some sentences. The first sentence, and you will see that there is a word missing, and what you have to do is tell me what the word is that is missing. Here it is right now. Ding! Ooh. He is being something to leave his home. He is being something to leave his home. As you can see, there is a space. There is a missing word. So what is the missing word? Is it force, forced, or forcing? Of course, the word force means to give someone no choice. You push, you are aggressive to someone in your behaviour or in an action. You are giving someone no choice. He is being something to leave his home. But what is it? He is being Okay, I want to give you a chance to write the answer, you see. So I'm giving you a few moments there because of the 31 second delay. Is it force, forced, or forcing? He is being to leave his home. The answer is he is being forced. He is being forced to leave his home. So this means that it is happening now, but it is also happening in the past. So something that has been happening and is still happening. He is being forced from his house. So from that sentence, we know that This has been going on, and it is still going on. He is being forced to leave his home. So now you get the idea of the game. Forced. He is being forced to leave his home. Here's another one. Ding! They are going to something him to leave his home. They are going to something him to leave his home. But which one is it? Is it forcing? Is it force? Or is it forced? Which one is it? I will show you the question. They are going to something him to leave his home. But what is the missing word? A lot of people are putting an answer on the screen. Yes. Oh, quite a few have got it right. Well done, yes. They are going to force him to leave his home. So something that will happen but hasn't happened yet. So it will be something that is happening when it is done, or when they start doing it. They are going to force him to leave his home. They are going to force him to leave his home. They are going to make him. They will give him no choice. Force. Force. Pressure. They are going to create a situation where he has no choice. They will force him to leave his home. Finally, before I go, bing, they are something him to leave his home. They are something him to leave his home. They are something him. Is it force, forcing, or forced? I will show you again. Ding! They are something him to leave his home. But what is it? What are they doing? Well done. One or two people putting the right answer on the screen. Oh, well done. Can I give you a thumbs up? Can I say, I like your answers? They are something him to leave his home. The answer is, they are forcing. They are forcing him. So they are doing the thing. So this is an active action. It is actually happening. They are forcing him to leave his home. And there is the sentence. They are forcing him to leave his home. So this is happening now. That is the thing that is happening in the present time. It is now happening. They are forcing him. They are giving him no choice. As an action that is now taking place or is in the process of happening. So it is a present continuous. It is something that we use to say that it is happening right now. Hello also to Pachu. Thank you, Noemi, Rosa, Ali. Thank you also, Eric, for your lovely answers. Maria, Pachu, Tias. And I'm glad you enjoy these exercises. So sometimes I will have some little fun games to help you remember or to learn new ways of using English. Anna says, my connection is slow. I can see your answers before Mr. Duncan asked the question. What a pity. I don't even know how that's possible. How can you see the answers before the question? Are you watching my live stream backwards? Maybe you are watching it in reverse. Maybe time is going backwards where you are. I don't know. Anyway, that's it. It's almost time to go. As the sun begins to set outside my window, let's have one last look outside. Yes, there it is. You can already see it is getting dark outside. The sun is preparing to go down. In the next hour, it will get dark. However, the good news is, and there is some good news, the days are starting to get longer. Yes, yes, spring is on the way. Although sadly we still have to wait for a few more weeks. Sweetness, you are amazing, Mr. Duncan, and I am really addicted to your live streams, and I really appreciate and respect and take my hat off in front of you. Thank you so much. Thank you very much, Sweetness. That's very kind of you. Thank you very much, Irene, Pachu. Don't forget, I will say it again. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube video, which you are watching right now. All you have to do is click the button that looks like this. And if you want to subscribe, don't forget you can click subscribe. And also the other thing, don't forget to activate your notifications so you will never miss any of my live streams or any of my new video lessons. So don't forget to like and subscribe. That's it. Almost time to go. Bye bye, Mr. Duncan. Bye, Lewis. Bye, Hailey Kwang. I will leave you with one thought. I am not going to retire just yet. We have been talking about retiring, so I can promise you, at least at the moment, I have no plan to retire. Definitely not. Spring is definitely on the way. Thank you, Osman. Thank you, Corey, Anakobi, Christina. I will see you. Well, you know when I'm coming on next. The next time you will see me is Friday. So I am with you on Friday, 2 p.m. UK time. Every week. Sunday, Wednesday, Friday. 2 p.m. UK time. So I will see you on Friday. Thanks for your company. I hope you've enjoyed this. I'm back with you on Friday. This is Mr. Duncan in the birthplace of English. That is, of course, England, saying thanks for watching. Wherever you are in the world, please stay safe, stay happy, and I'll see you all again soon. And of course, until the next time we meet here on the internet. Ta-ta for now.